Trailblazers, my name is Sarah and today we are going to explore micro trails. Micro trails are mini trails. When you think about the Appalachian, that is a trail that humans use to get from one place to another. Today we are going to investigate how an ant or a small insect would get from one place to another. We are going to make our micro trails about this big. So about as big as a piece of paper or a notebook. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be enough space for you to explore. And first we're going to see it on the ground. So if you are able to go to a park or any type of wooded area or your own backyard, you'll be able to know exactly what to do. And then after that, we're going to see how life is like inside a potted plant. So if you don't have access to green space, no worries. We'll be able to see what it's like inside any type of plant that you could find at home or in a windowsill. It'll be very easy to do and fun. Get ready. Hello everyone and welcome back to Micro Trails. So first we are going to discuss the 4 parts of a trail. Soil, very important. Plants, also very important. Water, extremely important. And animals, which is us. Right, so first, we're gonna go with soil. So when I'm looking at my micro trail, make sure that your hands are very gentle. You don't wanna go and smashing stuff or like putting your hands straight down on it, because that could hurt any of the bugs or plants that are trying to grow. So I'm just gonna be nice and gentle. I wanna see the soil. This is really interesting. We got a hole here. I see some bugs hanging out in the hole. And I'm looking around. So this soil looks pretty good. It's rough. It feels a little bit dry because it hasn't rained in a couple of days. What else do you see about it? Mm-hmm. And I hope that you can make these same observations with the soil that you have at your micro trail. Soil is the most important part of an ecosystem because everything else depends on it. So the plants need healthy soil to grow. If they don't have that, or if they have the wrong kind of soil, then they just won't be able to grow because they won't be able to get the nutrients that they need how they need it. Animals feed on the plants. If there's not good soil, then there aren't any plants. Then the animals might go hungry. Clean water is contaminated or made dirty by running over toxins in the soil, if there are any. So it's very, very important to make sure that you don't litter, because anything that comes from us, if it hits the ground, who knows, it might make it contaminated. It just might not be the best thing for it. So you should just never litter anyway. Next, we're gonna go into plants. So, what do you see? I see a flower. I see some grass. The grass feels really healthy. It doesn't feel dry. It feels nice and strong. See how I'm not pulling it out? If something is in the ground and it's alive, don't pull it out, because then you're just killing nature. If it's dead and you can just easily pick it up, that's okay, but make sure that you're not taking anything that is still in the ground. So I have some weeds, I have some grass, but nothing else really, because nothing has been planted here. But when we go into seeing it in a potted plant, we'll definitely be able to see flowers. Next, we are going to move on to water. Now, what do you know about water? Do you have any water sources nearby your trail? If so, did you choose it because of the water or because it's in a really cool place? Water is very important, and whether you are by a lake or a river, very often if you can walk around the entire thing, you can see animal tracks leading to and from your body of water, because animals, maybe at night or during the day, they get a drink of water, and then they take the same spot back out, so it's much harder to trace them. Their prey might catch them if they're too slow, so they have to be very fast and very sneaky, which is why you might not be able to see them a lot of the time too. Around here, it hasn't rained in a couple days, so it feels a little bit dry. It could use a little bit of rain. but I'm sure that that will come soon. And last but not least, the reason for its being, animals. So I see a couple bugs in here, and bugs are very, very important to the soil because they create these holes, or a larger animal creates this hole, and then pockets of oxygen and air get through to them so that all of these plants have oxygen to grow. So it's very important when you see bugs digging into the soil or the sand, and if you see that it's uneven, that's a good thing. It means the animals are getting down there, which means the oxygen is getting down there. I hope that you have enjoyed this lesson. Take a look at my micro trail and then try to replicate the same thing with yours. What will you learn? Let us know.
Hello trailblazers, and welcome back to Micro Trails.
Right now we are going to be exploring petunias. So first we're going to talk about the soil. So let's investigate. What do you see? We got tons of cool different things over here. Many soils have little pebbles in them, little rocks. When you have rocks, they don't always mesh together, which is a good thing because it helps the soil to get that oxygen it needs. All right, so this plant has been watered today, and you can kind of see the difference right here as compared to right here of how the colors look, because the soil right around the middle is going to hold the most water. Next, we got plants. So right here, we have little weeds growing. That's okay for right now, but we want to make sure to pull out the weeds around plants like this because it will take away all the water and it'll take away all the nutrients from the plant because weeds are just that powerful. They're on a mission and they're going to try to accomplish it unless we intervene. And now we are going to discuss the plants because we kind of already went over the water. So these plants, you can see all the way from the bottom to the top, they look healthy, they look happy. And so we have these small little petals over here. It's kind of fuzzy. That's definitely something to know about your micro trail because that will impact the type of animals that it brings. And so this one is really tall. See over here, it can be a little bit dead while everything else is alive. That's okay. And these plants are just beautiful. And then right in there, wow. Bees love these plants because they smell really good, and I'm sure that they have lots of yummy stuff for the bees. Last but not least, we're going to talk about animals. Can't see any animals crawling inside here, do you? No, let's check the other side. Can you see any animals over here? Not quite. Oh? Oh? There he is. Or she. They like to hide under things and hide away from the sun and people as much as they can. Thank you for joining. Tell us what your micro trail is like.